Hi, my name is Jennifer and I'm from Picayune, Mississippi. I chose abortion because I was afraid and too proud to ask for help. My family had been a low-income family and I had sex before marriage. I had already been moved out of my parents' house, emancipated, married and with a baby and with adult responsibilities at the age of 16. I realized I had made some wrong choices, but I felt as though I was being punished, which fueled my feelings of anger, resentment, and rejection of my mother and father. In the world, I was absolutely clueless when it came to responsibility. I left my husband at the age of 17 and became pregnant again at 18. I was not on speaking terms with either of my parents, so naturally I was afraid to call them and say, hey, I'm not divorced, but I'm pregnant again, but from another man. He absolutely did not want a baby, and I was left alone with this decision and had not a clue on who to ask for help aside from my parents. So of course, very unwillingly I agreed, and I felt I had to. I didn't want it. I was approached by pro-lifers the first time I went in for consultation, and I hesitated. I had been almost 5 months pregnant before I decided to go through with it. My boyfriend had much to do with my decision. He said I would ruin his life, so I felt I had no choice. I killed my baby, and I cried the whole way. I cried and struggled on the table, and after that, I guess I blacked out. Both of us were depressed. I couldn't eat. I dropped to 99 pounds, and I became suicidal. I became more promiscuous, and I got pregnant 2 more times in the next year. I aborted these 2. I don't remember the second or the third, except that the third was really excruciating, and I thought I was going to die because I bled so much. After these, I just felt relieved and numb. I do remember one of them feeling like a vacuum took not only my baby, but what seemed to be my motherhood as well. I lost myself completely, including my dreams, and totally exchanged it for a life of cheap thrills, adrenaline rushes, and drugs. And I never associated the two, and I thought I was fine and that I was in control. I decided to get clean, and when I moved away, I tried to start fresh again, and by the age of 22, I remarried and wanted desperately to have another baby. I wanted a family. I had extreme psychological issues, self-mutilation, and long periods of just sitting and staring out of windows, unable to move. I tried so hard to have a normal life, and that's when I became pregnant with Tristan, and I now have 2 living children. However, shortly after Tristan was born, something horribly clicked on me, and I just couldn't cope anymore. I abandoned my husband and my 2 living children. I was now 27 and on the road to complete and utter destruct, and for the next 2 years I sought fulfillment through meaningless relationships and became pregnant 2 more times and aborted them as well. After the last abortion, I dove heavily into a $1,000 more habit of cocaine and heroin. And I swear I should be dead, but I'm not. And it all came to a screeching halt when I became faced with almost having a life sentence in jail. And my life became completely out of control, and I knew it. And at the time I didn't care, and I wanted to die, and I couldn't stop. And God rescued me out. And He set me on my feet and placed me in a loving Catholic family and surrounded me with the church and opened my heart to the intercession of Mary, our mother, and then led me to Rachel's Vineyard. And I'm forever thankful. And I thank my babies, Elena, Shayla, D'Artagnan, Ashton, and Judith, and Alice, for their prayers thus far.